So, tell me something terrible.
I need to take a sip of this and get my sniffles out.
What is this tonight?
This is a whiskey sour, a continuation of our...
Without the egg whites.
Ugh. Yuck. You said I needed to stick with the same liquor that you forced me to drink.
Speaking of which, hi there. Subscribe to our Patreon and you can hear a bonus episode in which I make Tiff take terrible cocktail shots. Cocktail shots? Just shots.
Just shots. There was no cocktail about that.
They were a very strong liqueur with a hint of lime juice, and she about yacked twice.
It makes your throat close, guys.
You can find those on Patreon as bonus episode 2. In which you talk about a serial killer, make her drink his drinks so she can really connect.
Okay, allegedly serial killer.
Oh, yeah. I threw up the bunny ears. You remember when you just call air quotes bunny ears? You never called air quotes bunny ears? Mm-mm. I'm a year older than you. That must have been an 88 thing.
Yeah, you learned that when you were like 6 months old out of your family.
Yes. Yeah. They're big. They're big into the literacy.
And sarcasm.
My parents both do read, though. Mainly because they grew up poor. Not poor, but like in the 50s.
I have
60s.
Never seen a book in your house.
My mom reads every day, besides her Bible. She reads other Christian novels. My dad...
I feel like I have seen like a slightly like mauvish colored themed with like a horse on it kind of like paperback book.
Westerny?
Yep.
Yes.
In her room once when I had to change Lily's diaper.
My dad reads like I do.
Fast and mumbly?
He's more devoted. If you give my dad a book, he will read it in 2 days. Or 3 days. Like a huge, like normal size. Like I used to get him like sports, like autobiographies and stuff. He'd read it in like 3 days.
I used to read like that and then like I got old.
He's got nothing going on. It's like, oh.
Started drinking.
He didn't.
I know me.
Yeah. No, he would stop for like The Price is Right and his bologna sandwich, but then pick it right back up and just, I mean, it kind of cuts into his puzzle time because he's like, he's a 60-something-year-old man. I had to say 60-something because I didn't want to think how old he is.
Oh. We should probably actually introduce ourselves.
Oh, you go first. It's weird.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Scott.
And you're listening to Tell Me Something Terrible.
Where she tells me something terrible.
And he interrupts.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes.
All the time.
Sometimes.
I am the interrupter.
I have Cheez-Its this episode, so I will be less interrupty and more fall into the abyss, smash some Cheez-Its, and then fade back in.
All right.
It's also for those who... We usually do 2 episodes in one night. Mm-hmm. But tonight, we did the bonus episode for Patreon, mm-hmm. and now we're doing 1 episode for Tuesday on the Saturday night. We usually record at like 9 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. It is midnight.
Guys.
So this could go sideways in a hurry. I've been up since 5 o'clock. We watched the live episode of our favorite podcast, Wine and Crime, last night, so I got less sleep than I should have. You are struggling with a sweater. Anyway, so if I like pass out or slur my words, just bear in mind, I'm sleep deprived. Oh my God. Happened already. And then I just bitch slap the mic. All right, guys. I'm going to apologize in advance. We're 4 minutes in, and this thing's already gone great. Okay,
we're going to get a little slap happy tonight.
Can you start reading your story?
Yes.
Is this one light, or is it just the heaviest of heavies? Is it about real people, or you got to talk about, like, mermaids?
No, we're talking about real people.
Okay.
So, today, after our... Tonight, Mother's Day.
It's not Mother's... Ooh, it's almost 2... It's 2 minutes till Mother's Day.
If he doesn't wish me Mother's Day, guys, Happy Mother's Day, we're gonna... Wow, that 100 proof whiskey hit me hard all of a sudden.
We're just gonna keep plugging our patrons. Sorry,
no,
that was a joke.
That
was a joke from the Patreon, the bonus episode. Actually, that was an off-the-air joke, so that just came to light. Anyway,
we're gonna plug them patrons.
Yeah.
Watch out, guys.
Hey, speaking of which, I have an announcement.
Oh.
We have a new patron.
We do.
How would you like me to address her?
Full name.
Our newest patron is Elise Murphy Haig, most commonly referred to as Murphy.
Or at least in a professional setting because
Yes.
she's a grown-up.
If you see pictures of us on our socials, she's the one that does Tiff's hair.
She does.
She actually does both our hair, but all she does is cut mine. But she does all her fancy colors and crazy. If you look through Tiff's social media, she has a different hair color like every, 6 weeks? Every season.
6 to like
she
weeks
changed. She's
to,
like a
yeah.
tree. She'll go green in the spring. She'll go red in the fall.
Except I'm red right now.
You're wrong.
I'm orange right now.
Anyway, so yeah, Murphy, thank you for your patronage. Enjoy the bonus video featuring you.
Yes. Oh, yes. She's the one,
holding the crystal
Yes.
in the bonus video of our little ghost reading in the attic.
Yeah.
But no, we thank you, and you got your pin because you were here tonight. So you're the second person to get your Tell Me Something Terrible official enamel pin.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Yep. We're done plugging.
Now you may start.
We're done plugging.
We're done plugging our patrons.
Okay.
They're all walking away awkwardly.
Just looking like they've been riding a horse for a few hours.
Just rode into town today.
It's a Cowboy Mike.
Nice. That's referencing the bonus pod too.
Anyway.
I love inside jokes.
We
I
are
like to explain.
done plugging.
Can you not make that hand gesture again? Thank you.
No guarantees.
We turned off the video medium.
So, this episode, we're going to bring it back stateside, since the last couple have been in the UK.
International.
So we will be discussing an old-timey killer. Her name is Eva Coo.
Eva Coo.
Coo. Like, Coo.
That's her first and last name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So, Eva, maiden name Curry.
Eva.
Maiden name Curry was born in Haliburton, Ontario, Canada on June 17th, 1889. When she was a teenager, she ran away to Toronto.
Thought this was stateside. This seems very
It
Canadian.
is. Don't worry. It's coming. Okay. Either way, it's not. It's across the pond.
North American
Yes.
side.
Also, it is because she moves to New York.
That's fine.
So while she was in Toronto, she met William Coo, a rail worker, and the pair eloped to the western frontier of Canadian wilderness. And their marriage did not last long, though. William and Eva separated, and Eva made her way to upstate New York in
She
1921.
plotted a coup against him. Mm-hmm. That's
Too
easy.
soon. Anyway, she wound up leaving and made her way to upstate New York in 1921. So here she worked her way to a prosperous life, taking advantage of the Prohibition. She made her money from a speakeasy and a brothel. So this was known as Little Eva's Place, and it was quote unquote operating as a gasoline filling station in a roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Telling you, the serendipity is uncanny.
The amount of times Roadhouse has been mentioned in this house today is it's reaching a dozen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Eva's brothel
This
slash
is just a gas station with a brothel and a speakeasy in the back.
my mic went limp again. Yes.
We need to
Pretty
get
much.
your Mike some blue pills.
So anyway, Eva's brothel slash bar attracted truck drivers, railroad employees, college students, and construction workers. Eva was also very popular with local politicians and the police.
Well, yeah, they came to her brothel
More like the kids of those people came to her brothel.
and speakeasies.
Mm-hmm. It was a speakeasy more than it was a brothel. Like, they're like, women run. It must be a whorehouse. It really wasn't. It was just
Oh, yeah, you like shook your head vigorously when you said
scandalous. It was the 1920s. So it became a well-known stop all over the region. Eva kept locals employed at her roadhouse, supplying food for herself, her employees, and giving some room and board, and kept a fully stocked bar. So her business sported hostesses that were said to entertain the patrons of her speakeasy, getting paid for dancing for the men during nightly bootleg liquor parties that were attended by a broad range of clientele, from railroad workers and farm laborers all the way to the younger sons of wealthy families.
nice.
Yes. So it's super scandalous. There was no evidence of the women under Eva's employment actually took part in any sex work, which is why, like, the term brothel, they say brothel, but it's like, you know, just women making a living. So, of course, they must be putting out.
Yeah.
It was mostly just a speakeasy.
Just dancing.
Yeah. So, anyway, I did read in one source that Eva, the woman who owned the speakeasy, did work as a sex worker at some point before opening her brothel. So one of her many hostesses was named Martha Clift. Martha had grown close to Eva over the time that she worked at Little Eva's place, and they soon grew to be friends. Eva also had a handyman named Harry Gimpy Wright.
Gimpy? Was that his nickname? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure he loved that.
It was the 1920s. What do you want? So this is where all of our characters...
Hey, he was Mr. Right, so...
Anyway,
goat.
at this point, this is where all of these characters kind of converged, resulting in the untimely death of Harry Wright. Bum, bum, bum.
The wrong time for Mr. Right.
So, poor Gimpy. His mother had died in...
He probably committed suicide because all the bitches kept calling him Mr. Gimpy.
Yeah, there's no way.
No way what?
That this could ever be ruled a suicide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's no, like...
Is there a little bit of evidence? Yeah.
There is. And none of it would point ever to suicide.
No.
Unless somehow you could run yourself over with a car, it ain't gonna happen.
I mean, if you parked it up a hill, got out, and ran behind it. Anyway.
It would be very...
Yeah.
There's easier ways to do it than that, guys. Don't take my advice. So his mother had died in 1931, and Harry was unable to fully take care of himself due to a physical disability. So this is where Eva steps in.
With the terrible nickname?
Yeah.
Hey there, Gimpy, you need a job?
Yep. So Eva steps in, and for $2,000 worth of share of his inheritance from his mother and an interest in his mother's house, Eva offered Harry room and board and employment as a handyman. So he was like slightly physically disabled, but he wasn't like so much so that he couldn't have a job. So over the years...
Is Gimpy offensive? It's gotta be, right?
Oh, I'm going to assume any nickname that anybody was ever given in the 20s is offensive now 100 years later.
I would not be able to call someone with a physical handicap Gimpy to their face.
It is extremely rude.
Yeah. All right. So we're only using it as a nickname, not offensively.
Yeah, no, this was the literal nickname that they called him back in the 1920s.
I'm going to call him Mr. Right.
Good choice. I don't refer to him as Gimpy at any other point. I just thought it was really sad. Because... Don't make me cry again. I'm on the verge. So I'm just kidding. It's not that bad.
The drinks were strong earlier.
They were. So over the years, Eva grew to dislike Harry a lot. Harry
was his boss. Just get rid of him.
Yeah.
Don't kill the dude. Eva. Evil.
So Harry was a drunkard and was known for getting smashed and wandering about the town. Mm-hmm. Particularly down Route 7, where he would sometimes fall, only to be rescued by other patrons of Little Eva's place. So Harry...
Did he plug his patrons? Sorry. You don't have to laugh at that, but I appreciate
Yes, I do. So Harry was burning through what little money he did have in his bank account, and Eva was seeing a decrease in income as Prohibition drew to a close. So one day, Harry's house burned down. And Eva collected the insurance money.
How lucky that happened to happen when she needed money.
Yes.
I don't trust this bitch.
Nope. Not even an inch.
What?
I know. That whiskey was really strong.
That's fine. Not even an inch.
Not even 100
I didn't say
inches.
I couldn't budge him. I said I don't trust him. Her.
So then she decided to take a life insurance policy out on Harry. Multiple life insurance policies.
That should be a red flag for anyone.
Mm-hmm. So, in fact, police later found that multiple life insurance policies on more of her employees as well. So it's unsure the exact amount because the media tabloids got involved with the murder. And we know how much people in like the 30s loved a good scandal. So it was reported, wow, it was reported that the policies, oh, that's right, we're fine. I thought that meant supposed to be police. I did write that properly.
Mm-hmm.
So it was reported that the policies were anywhere between $1,000 to $10,000.
Big variance. But
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Either way, big money back then.
Yeah. So eventually Eva starts discussing accruing all of these life insurance policies with her lover, a different Harry named Harry Nabinger. So I'll just refer to this Harry by his last name and our victim as just straight up Harry.
Just straight up gimpy.
No, Harry.
Harry.
A Harry Gimp. So Eva and Nabinger went as far as going out to the local cemetery that Harry owned a plot with a headstone at and scraping off his birth date to make it easier to avoid falsifying the life insurance policies by making it more difficult to find an age discrepancy.
Is that the only place his birthday was listed was on his headstone?
Literally, like, that's just like the...
Also, how morbid would it be to see your own headstone with your birthday and then a dash and then just waiting to fill in the end of it? That's depressing.
My grandparents did that.
Like, would you go visit your own headstone?
My grandma was already dead, and they got a double headstone, and my grandma...
That's different.
Yeah.
But what if you just had your own? Like, he's just a dude.
Bro.
Like, hard pass.
Yeah.
Do you keep it in your garage just waiting to etch that other name in and slap it over your dead body? No thanks.
I never put that much thought into it, but yeah, no, that does sound horrible.
That's like picking out your urn for your ashes and leaving it on your own mantle until your family fills it. Like, oh, look, that's where I'm going to spend eternity, in that bucket over there. Stop playing with it. It's not a toy. Anyway, go ahead.
We do have an old teapot. Is that what we should put your
Happy
ashes
Mother's
in?
Day, by the way. It's after midnight now. That's what I got you. It's downstairs.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So thoughtful.
Yeah, no problem. I got it at Goodwill. I scratched off that other lady's name. Sorry. It's been a long day, guys.
So anyway.
Remember when we talked about the Muffin Man? Boy, that was nice.
All those child murders?
I meant the Muffin Man part, not him.
The child murder part?
Yeah, not them killing people with Egg McMuffins.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
no kids die in this one.
That's good. That's good.
So Eva then...
I worry about Harry. He seems doomed.
Maybe. We'll talk about it. Mm-hmm. So Eva then brings her employee and friend of hers under her wing, Martha Clift, to help plan the murder, which I wrote mutter.
The mutter.
The mutter.
How dare you mutter the word?
So she promised to give her a cut of the insurance money. So according to a couple of sources from like Murderpedia, since they've got like a plethora of articles, Martha's testimony in court included multiple plans that Eva had concocted to kill Harry, which included putting Harry in a, quote, runaway automobile after asphyxiating him with carbon monoxide, or just luring Harry to her garage under the pretenses of fixing her car, only to leave the gas on, locking poor Harry inside, and then fleeing to Sydney, Australia.
What?
I don't know.
That seems excessive. He's a drunk. Just cut his brake lines. Get him drunk and then tell him to go home.
He doesn't drive, he walks.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Exercise. I like it.
Yep.
It's probably not because he's a drunk and he got his license taken away.
Or it's a 30, and not very many people had that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, like, she got so rich that she had 3 cars.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, in the 30s.
She had a Model T, a Model U, and a Model V.
Or...
That's a little alphabet game.
Oh my God, what was the car that we were just looking at? The Willie Knight?
Willie Knight.
Yes.
Yeah. Screaming like kind of mobstery, but classy.
Mm-hmm. So, ultimately... After taking a pleasure trip with Martha, Nabinger, and a fellow boarder named Gladys Shumway up to an area called Crumhorn Mountain.
Crumhorn Mountain?
Yeah, I got some
not
great
exactly a
names in
makeout
this, too.
spot.
Yeah. So,
hey, babe, you want to go to Crumhorn this weekend?
So on Crumhorn Mountain, there was an abandoned farm.
I don't know why that's funny.
And so Eva decided that this is where Harry was going to die.
Abandoned farm?
On Crumhorn Mountain.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Sounds like prime real estate, but whatever.
So 2 weeks later, a farm on a mountain.
Named Crumhorn? Yeah.
So 2 weeks later, Eva and Martha invited Harry to come along on a trip with them to a haunted house to dig up some shrubs on the property, which was actually the aforementioned abandoned farm owned by the Fink family.
Wait, so they're like, to entice him, they're like, hey, we want you to steal shrubs from a haunted house.
Yes. He's the handyman.
He's an idiot. Why is it got to be a haunted house?
I don't know.
Why can't they be like, bro, we want you to come dig up some shrubs at this house?
Yeah, that we want for our property.
Anyway, yeah.
I don't.
He seems what they would have called simple back in the day.
Mm-hmm. They only ever mentioned his physical disability.
That's true.
Anyway, on June 14th, 1934, Eva, Martha, and Harry headed up the mountain with a car that Martha had either borrowed from a friend or rented. So I saw it both ways. And
so she owns 3 cars, but
what
this
the
wasn't.
Yeah. They didn't want his blood on her car. What the fuck were we looking at? Where you were like, this car, and I saw the name of it, and I was like,
The Willie Knight?
Yeah, the Willie Knight.
That was in the live Wine and Crime podcast.
That's it. Yeah. And I was like, oh my fucking God, Scott, that's the car in the next episode. Yeah, it was crazy.
It was during Kenyon's crime where she just had random pictures that somewhat made sense.
Yeah.
But mostly didn't.
Yeah, no, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's serendipity like over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, we're going to be all right.
Yeah,
it's
just
fine.
Don't ask me to spell serendipity.
Me neither.
Sarin gas?
Oh no, I stopped using my pen and I don't know where I'm at. Okay, the car. All right. So while Martha waited in the car, Eva and Harry headed out to investigate the coveted shrubbery.
The shrub situation.
Yep.
Shrub shit. Alliteration. Sorry. Don't try to make an alliteration with a sh sound. It's not good.
Especially 8 shots of vodka.
It becomes a real shit show. Sorry. It's too easy.
So anyway, they were about 20 yards away from the car.
I'm going to go to edit this podcast and be like, we sound like friggin' idiots this entire time.
It's fine.
It's fine. We apologize 12 times.
Sorry, guys. So anyway, Eva and Martha...
There goes our neighbor dickbag again.
Seriously, he's the worst.
If you listen to the bonus...
He has a trailer this time. How the fuck?
He's just going to, power slide into his driveway up there. Anyway, if you listen to the bonus pod, you'll hear that sound again. Proceed with your shrubbery.
Since we're trying to do more patron plugging. So Eva and Martha took advantage of the distracted Harry. And as Martha started the engine of the car, Harry looked up and Eva hit him on the head with a wooden mallet. As Martha approached... Yes.
Sound effects.
So,
that redlined. Sorry.
So as Martha approached him in the moving car, Harry...
As the knot grew out of his head like a fucking cartoon.
Yep. Yep.
Sorry.
Harry hit the ground and Martha proceeded to run him over.
Okay.
Backed up and ran him over.
Oh my God. Yes. This lady.
I told you. Definitely could not be a suicide. So when asked by the prosecutor if she had made any effort to brake, Martha...
In between hitting him.
Martha replied, "No, I didn't. I was nervous and just kept going."
Yeah, I braked between forward and then
So,
reverse.
the original plan was to leave Harry where he laid beside the small 2-track road on the mountain on some abandoned farm.
Next to beautiful shrubs.
Yes. But Eva and Martha were surprised by members of the Fink family who didn't actually see them. They were just like, oh, people.
Abandoned.
No, but it was still owned by so no one was using it. They just happened to be on the property that day and was like, what the fuck is going on?
Who's stealing our shrubs? Who's murdering someone?
Exactly.
Yeah, all good questions.
Yes.
So
they were like, shit. And were forced to load Harry's body into the back seat of their borrowed car and dispose of Harry's body someplace else.
Oh, Eva was.
Eva
Not the
and
Finks.
Martha.
Okay,
not
I
the
was like,
Finks.
wait, what?
The Finks were just like, what's going on? And then they were like, oh shit, hide the goods. So
I don't know what they're thinking. Sorry.
So this someplace else was along Route 7, about 100 yards from Eva's Roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
Not sus at all.
No.
So because
You
Harry...
could at least drove to Route 8.
It's supposed to be route, isn't it?
Route?
Yeah, my Midwest came out.
It's Route 69, isn't it?
66. I know where your head's at.
You know what I meant. But is it route? It's Route 66.
I don't know.
It's Route 66. There's no... It's not Route 66.
Yeah, but you take a route to places, don't you?
Whatever.
It
Keep
doesn't
going.
matter. The English language is
You
stupid.
say crick and I say creek.
Yeah, I don't know what you want from me.
Proceed.
So because Harry...
Cheez-Its, by the way.
Because Harry was known as a, quote, wandering drinker. At first, no one was sus of Harry's death. Police assumed that it was just a hit and run. Just a tragic accident. But after some thought, the police chief decided that Harry's death was weird and began to look into it a little further. His suspicions His suspicions started when he noted that Harry's constant accessory, his green hat, was not found at the scene of the accident, but was later discovered at a conspicuous location. So it was a spot that the hat should have been found in the initial investigation. And alongside the police being super sus, a New York state trooper also investigating the incident made note of Harry's vandalized tombstone and that his birth date had been removed. This triggered a search of Eva's little brothel, albeit it was an illegal search because no one applied for any search warrant, of course, because she was a woman in the 30s. Yeah. So they just went in. And at this point, this is where police found all of the insurance policies taken out on Harry's death and of Eva's other employees.
Oh, so she wasn't going to stop at Harry. Nice.
Yep. So a different boarder of Eva's named Edna Hanover also testified in the trial, telling the prosecution that Eva had asked Edna to provide an alibi for her the night of Harry's murder. At this point, everyone started to turn on Eva. Nabinger, her lover, found out that Eva had followed through with Harry's murder. He left the roadhouse, drunk, and Eva then hopped in a car with Edna, tracked down Nabinger, and threatened his life, telling him, walking and staggering all over the place, you'll get hit with a car.
Oh, she'd be crazy.
Yeah, and he was like, go ahead, bitch. If I get hit with a car, then maybe you won't have to try to murder me.
Right.
Like, that was his literal response. Like, if I get hit with a car, then you don't have to try to kill me. Mm-hmm. So, shortly after the discovery of Harry's body...
Why bother?
Eva and Martha were arrested and taken into custody. Martha cracked during the investigation.
She seems weak.
Mm-hmm. So very like a pushover. So soon both women were pointing the finger at one another, with Eva telling the police that Martha was who ran over Harry in delivering the death blow, and then Martha told police that it was Eva. So in order to get the women's stories straight, police took the pair back to the dump site of Harry's body. At this point, the police had also exhumed Harry's body for the first time to aid in the interrogation, moving it from place to place in the crime scene, trying to egg out a confession from the two. Eva and Martha nearly collapsed from the smell and the heat of the interrogation tactics. So Martha, during her interrogation, eventually spilled the beans to earn a plea deal of second-degree murder and 20 years in jail. She was found guilty and did her time at the Bedford Reformatory. Eva, who insisted on her innocence up to her execution, got the little worse deal.
Up to her execution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A little spoiler alert there.
Yep. I just thought I'd throw that in there. So, in August of 1934, Eva's trial took place at Cooperstown, New York, and it lasted almost 3 weeks. Her trial turned into a media circus. A large flock of reporters showed up. People sold souvenirs and memorabilia outside of the courthouse.
These are the actual tires she murdered him with.
They exhumed Harry's body a second time.
From where?
The grave.
Oh, because he was buried.
Yeah, they
at the
literally
roadhouse.
buried him, pulled him up for the investigation, and like toted his body everywhere around the crime scene, and then they reburied him, and then they
the gravestone was
him.
decimated
Yeah.
anyway. They didn't care.
Exactly. They
What's the one
exhumed
more to
him
dig up?
again, and this time it was so that the police could check his wounds.
Okay. Okay.
Didn't do that already.
They're rolling the tires over him. Yes, he went right here.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes. The trial closed and the jury left to deliberate. Within 1 single hour, the jury returned with a guilty verdict of first-degree murder charge and a sentence of death.
Wow, that didn't go how she planned.
No, not at all. So Eva was transported to Sing Sing, where she awaited
What?
her... Sing Sing.
You said that like I should know where Sing Sing is.
It's a really famous jail.
Okay.
It's in New York.
Okay. I don't know.
There's a whole bit in... What's the movie that has the bit about Sing Sing in it?
It's not Chicago.
It's not Chicago. Ah, shit.
You keep thinking that's going to make good audio.
It is. You can just really
You can hear the steam just spewing out of her ears.
Anyway, she was transported to Sing Sing, where she awaited her death by
I've
electric
heard of
chair.
Rikers Island. I've never heard of Sing Sing.
Sing Sing is a really famous prison.
Is it as famous as Rikers Island?
Yes.
Lies.
I've never heard of Rikers Island. It's up there with Alcatraz. Sing Sing is like...
No, Rikers Island's up there with Alcatraz because they're both islands and prisons.
Oh,
Sing Sing
Super
is something I
famous.
do in the shower. Or Cowboy Mike does it karaoke. Sorry. Just going to keep plugging that cowboy.
patron.
Yep.
But poor patron.
Poor patron.
So, anyway, Eva was transported to Sing Sing, where she awaited her death
Stop
by
saying Sing
electric
Sing.
chair. And this is
By
where...
an electric chair?
Yes, by electric chair.
It's kind of primitive.
Yeah. Well, it's the 30s. What do you want?
I don't know. Gallows?
Firing squad?
No. Never firing squad. Oh, no! My mic fell over, guys. It's okay. I'll edit that out. I probably won't. I'll just leave it in. People like the raw, uncut, longer version of us.
All right. You all settled?
Yeah, in my defense, my knee hit the headphones cord because it's longer than it needs to be.
Okay.
It is now 12:27. Don't judge me, lady.
So the warden
At Sing Sing.
at Sing Sing.
How is this spelled? Like
Sing.
S-I-N-G, S-I-N-G?
Sing.
This sounds Korean almost. Why is it twice? Why is it Sing twice?
I don't know.
We need a whole Sing Sing episode. Can you do the terrible conditions at the Sing Sing prison?
Yes.
Okay.
They were a big death penalty prison. Like
Were they?
she's the third woman to get
Zapped.
zapped at Sing Sing.
That's not the appropriate term.
So anyway,
Executed is what you were looking for.
nope, zapped.
Okay.
So the warden, Louis E. Laws.
Louis E. Laws?
Yes.
Lucy Laws?
Yes. was said to
Can't make this shit up.
No.
Okay.
So he was said to be fair to his lady inmates and came to visit her frequently. In fact, he made one final visit on the morning of her execution and is quoted saying that Eva got a raw deal all around. Quote, "I don't know if she is innocent or guilty, but I do know that she got a rotten deal all around. Rotten. And I'm not defending her. She may be guilty as well, but she got a raw deal. Her trial attorneys, do you know what they did to help her lately? You know what? One of them wrote to me saying he'd like 4 invitations to her execution. That's the kind of defense she had."
I mean, that's not great, but she ran a dude over twice and took out insurance
She
policies
did
on her
not. She
entire
just hit a
staff.
dude in the head with a mallet.
Okay.
Martha is the one who ran him over twice.
Okay. Because Martha would have done
If you
that.
want to split hairs.
Let me see that Heath bar.
So after several weak appeals, all of which had failed.
You
Eva,
mean week, W-E-A-K?
yeah,
Or-
like
okay.
the attorneys were like, I guess we
Not
should
like
probably
Monday through
do
Friday.
this."
They're like,
Yeah.
she didn't do it.
No, like
She didn't do it.
they were half-assed appeals, clearly, because at this point the attorney just wants to see her die.
I hate the expression half-assed because I don't know if full-assed or no-assed is the better option.
No-assed appeals. I feel like that would be worse.
If you put your full ass into it, though, I feel like you're really going someplace.
Exactly, which is why you would have a no-ass appeal. Because that's like not
Maybe.
trying at all, right?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. That's why I don't like the expression half-assed, because I don't know if it's halfway between the good side. Anyway,
It
proceed.
doesn't matter. How do you feel about the expression "the glass half full or half empty"?
I'm a pretty optimistic person, so it's always half full to me. And that's how you fill it. Anyway, can you proceed?
Maybe you should apply that to the half-assed concept.
Yeah, but I don't fill my ass. Especially,
Only patrons get their asses filled.
they're the only ones getting plugged around here. Will you finish your freaking story? Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
So after all of her appeals failed, Eva Coo...
Is there a button beyond marking these explicit? Like, this one feels like it's a little beyond.
It's gone off the rails.
The one notch of explicit. Yeah, we haven't swore a particular amount, but I feel like the content's a little...
Dirty.
Yeah, a little beyond the norm.
So Eva Coo walked down to the electric chair at Sing Sing with a stoic composure. Composure. She was
Composer. She has an entire orchestra behind her. How dramatic.
very
This
stoically.
bitch. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't think he'd be that quite happy of a march.
No, that was supposed to be dramatic.
I think it's supposed to be more like boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Anyway, I was in band. She was then strapped into the chair. Her last words were to the matrons that had kept her company and cared for her during her time in prison. She simply said, "Goodbye, darlings," and the switch was flipped. Eva Coo died at 11:07 p.m. on July 25th. Just kidding. July 27th, 1935. No one in her life claimed her after her execution, having lost all friends who had never visited her while she was in Sing Sing, and having had no contact or even considered part of the family for the previous 17 years, like her family. Mm-hmm. Eva was buried in an unmarked grave in a potter's field at Sing Sing, and to this day, her grave has never been found.
Wow.
Yep.
That's very ceremonious.
Yeah. I thought I'd really take it down after all those giggles.
All the giggles.
Mm-hmm.
That's all your fault.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That one was like the middle
A roller
road.
coaster ride.
Yeah, it was the middle road between like tragic and terrible. Anything that happened like 100 years ago is so much easier to take. Mm-hmm. Like the one we just talked about.
I couldn't believe that it didn't happen 100 years ago.
It was 20 years ago, and it felt like it should have happened 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, this one was fun.
Yeah.
And Eva Coo sounds like a made-up name.
Yeah. Nope. Definitely not.
No, it was good.
Good. Did you get all your giggles out?
I did.
You ready for bed?
I am.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Yeah. And once again, we apologize. This one was a little more
Slap happy.
loosey-goosey. Lucy Law. What was his name? Lewis Law. Louis E. Law.
Louis E. Laws.
Yeah, than normal. But no, it was fun. It was fun.
Good.
I'm glad we did
Powered
that.
through that?
Yeah. Yeah, we couldn't have done this tomorrow.
No.
But no, it was fun.
I still have a little bit of this whiskey left in this shot glass.
Oh my goodness.
You ready for me to die?
Yeah. Whoosh. And if you know anything...
It still does the throat closing thing.
If you know anything about Yukon Jack whiskey-flavored liqueur, that
is
was
not whiskey-flavored.
That was pretty much the subject matter of the bonus episode.
Oh, and it was warm.
Yep.
Stings us
It stings us.
all the way down.
Stings the nostrils.
Stings the throat.
Yeah.
In the stomach.
Anyway,
It's bad.
thank you for getting through this.
Congratulations.
We're proud of you.
So proud.
I'm proud of me. I'm still awake. I'm somewhat cognitive. I'm also drinking vodka with V8 energy drink in it, which is like the most 30-year-old cocktail you can make. Because I'm getting my vitamins, a little caffeine, and then vodka. Because I'm responsible.
And then we're going to try to sleep after this.
Oh, I have no problem sleeping after this. I'm about to sleep in this chair that's made of wood. Thanks, Pickle Barrel, for these chairs.
Hashtag support local restaurants.
Hash brown. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Thanks.
This is Tuesday's episode?
Oh, sources real quick.
Is this 19?
Yeah,
Next
because
episode's
20 is
20?
a deep dive.
Oh, 20 is like a moderate dive or a deep dive?
It'll be a deep dive.
This one is approaching deep dive.
Okay, well, that's because we bullshitted way too long. The next one will be like supposed to be like the deeper dive.
That's fine.
So
We can always just skip one. We are going on a mini vacation later. Both our birthdays are in May, so we're taking a weekend off. I don't know if there'll be a Friday episode that week. There should be. We don't miss episodes, let's be honest. But there will be bonus content coming for that.
So sources real quick was...
Source me.
Yep, from crimezzzz.net.
Fake as shit.
Actually, that one had a lot of information on it. Rodiva.com and murderpedia.com, which had like some articles from like USA Today and shit.
Murderpedia is where it's at.
Yeah.
You almost threw those papers in the fire.
It's fine.
By fire, I mean candle. Come to your effing senses. Support local.
Yep.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Okay.
And we will see you guys Friday.
Okay, sounds good.
Friday. I did my spirit fingers there. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for listening to our terrible podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen. Feel free to follow us on Twitter at TMSTPod.
And if you'd like to support the show, you can find us on Patreon at Tell Me Something Terrible.
Oof, that was terrible.